What's up, ladies and gentlemen, dudes? It's everybody's favorite puppy. And today, I'm here with my buddy, Ben Rush. How's it going, buddy?
Good.
Alright, so, we're gonna do something a little different here. We've never done this on Dropkick Puppy before. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. We're gonna bullshit just like we usually do, right in front of camera. And here's the part that is gonna be different. It's gonna find its way online. Thoughts?
It's gonna be magical.
Magical, absolutely. Magical.
Yep.
So, for the people at home who don't know, tell them how we met.
So, we met in high school. Originally, it was just a conversation or two. After I graduated, we ended up being at a friend's house and just gained conversation. He had a Punisher shirt on. He always had Punisher stuff. It was kind of to the point where I thought it might have been the only character he knew about. I was kind of baffled why somebody would be obsessed with the Punisher because the character just murders people. I kind of understand it more now that I'm older, but at the time, different views, different ideals.
So that actually brings up a really good point. So that right there is a big thing on how we met, was comics. So majority of our conversations that don't end in a fight usually is comics. So what got you into comic books?
Actually, it was a mixture of two things. One, my mother owned a comic shop in the late 70s, early 80s in California. My brother had a collection of Transformers comic books. And one of the first comic books I ever bought was a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book from a store in Port Orchard.
Nice, nice.
I think it was I want to say Atari, but I don't think it was
Can you remember anything about the issue?
It was in the early run. It was around the time when they were doing a mini-series for one of the side characters that was this comic book TV show only. I want to say it was around issue 25, but I don't think that's right. I think it was closer to issue 28.
So, around the 20s.
Yeah, late 20s.
Late 20s?
So there's an art and writing shift that happens around that time, so it's kind of quasi-important to fans of the Archie series to specify what issue. I can't give you an exact number because that was 20 years ago.
Understandable.
I'm aging amazingly.
See, I remember my first comic book, the one that really pulled me in. Sadly, I can't remember the issue, and I've talked to a few people in hopes that somebody can lead me to it, but unfortunately I haven't been able to. And it was Green Lantern. It was Kyle Reiner's Green Lantern. I said Reiner, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I'm leaving that in because, wow, how did I do that? So, it was shortly after The Fridge, for anybody out there who knows The Fridge.
There's a whole trope about it, too.
There is a trope about it. Shortly after that, and I remember he's just devastated. And Kyle got shot right in the shoulder. He covered it up, and he tried to go this entire issue without dying and just remembering all the things he'd been doing. And it was powerful, and it hit. Loved it. So that was my introduction.
For those of you that don't know, Kyle was the fourth Green Lantern?
Fourth Green Lantern, yes. Yeah.
After John Stewart, the one a lot of you probably know.
Anybody who's seen Justice League Unlimited, or even Justice League, pretty much would know that Green Lantern. Or Hal Jordan. Nobody remembers Guy. You only remember Guy Gardner because you're so into comics, and because you like Red Lanterns.
No, that's not why I know Guy Gardner at all.
That going on? Yeah?
I'm magical.
Alright, so that being said, you started out with Sonic.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your favorite comic book character?
Comic book character?
Villain, hero, don't matter.
That would have to be the DC Comics character, Lobo.
Okay, why?
The character just has an impressive design, very much towards my aesthetic.
Word of the day, people, word of the day.
Right? And he's also a very much an independent character that has amazing amounts of power and has done some very amazing things in the comic book world, and nobody talks about it. It's weird that a character can have very much the Deadpool powers before Deadpool was ever a thing, and nobody talks about it except for the character's fans, which are still so rabid, they're still looking at making a movie.
Yes, and we've heard of two different people that are rumored to play, both of which I don't think could do it, but I'm interested to see how they would do both of them.
Well, I think one of them is playing Aquaman now, so I don't think that's ever gonna
Absolutely,
happen.
exactly.
And the other one is playing Black Adam. So.
Exactly. There's
I think
rumor
he's
of...
playing Black Adam.
Yeah, or at least that's last I heard.
Yeah.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's see if he actually will end up playing Black Adam. I think it'll work well, or at least better than pretty much any other comic book character you could put him in. That's a at least decently known character. The only other person I could think of seeing him play is like Brick. He's a Green Arrow villain.
No.
But unfortunately, or well, not unfortunately, fortunately, Vinnie Jones is currently playing him and is killing it as Brick.
So Vinnie Jones is just playing Vinnie Jones in any guy.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think one of his
But when you
characters actually was
are
named Brick in that.
when you are Vinnie Jones, you can get away with that because you're Vinnie Jones.
Someone flipped the tables on you. Marvel or DC?
Marvel or DC? That is actually a good question with me because a lot of people know I love Deadpool, which is obvious. Everybody knows.
What? No, I never would have
Right?
guessed.
Everybody knows I love Punisher. Again, right? But for me, it became more of an age gap thing. When I was younger, I loved Marvel. I still to this day love Marvel, but I was more obsessed with Marvel then. I loved the X-Men. I loved Gambit. Gambit was one of my all-time favorite characters as well. I loved Nightcrawler. In fact, I dressed up as him once really horribly, and for about 3 months I had a green tint to my skin because of food coloring, dye went wrong, bad.
So I want to ask you, how much did the cartoons color your choice?
100%. The cartoons were the biggest thing to lead me into comic books. And, like, I watched the original X-Men, I watched the Spider-Man cartoon, I watched all those things, and it skyrocketed me into loving comic books. It's actually what got me to pick up my first comic book. However, nowadays, now that I'm older, I've become much more of a DC fan when it comes to the comic books. I love the Marvel movies. I think the majority of them are incredible. But to be honest, I much prefer the DC shows. I love Arrowverse. Green Arrow has always been one of my all-time favorite characters, and he kills it, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, now for our big end-all question. This is where we'll put everything to rest for now. What would you like to see for Dropkick Puppy? Not your joke answer. Let's get your real answer. There's a lot of negative ways he can take this, and I know he's going to.
No, let me actually answer the question, dickbag.
All right.
We're,
fine,
of
fine.
course, going to edit all that out.
Yeah.
Nope.
I would like to see you continue releasing content. I'm actually really hopeful that happens.
So the actual
That isn't just you vlogging to yourself.
Fair. So the actual question I'm asking here is more along the lines of, what would you like to see content-wise?
When it comes to this channel, I would like to see more of this. Interviewing your friends, you talking about subjects you care about. I definitely want to see you do your side project with the zombies. And maybe something else that you haven't told me about.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, dudes, it's everybody's favorite puppy, along with some people's favorite Ben, saying, peace!
Later.